with regards to the quality side of things, and I can see a couple of other people coming on and come whizzing past, but Daniel, I just saw, has just jumped on as well.
Hello, mate.
So we just spent 2 days with Daniel as well, so thanks, mate. Appreciate you coming back. But we've got Russell and Alex and Noel and Michael and everyone saying hello, so thank you, folks. With regards to the quality side of things, it's all about, I guess, setting an action plan with regards to what are the goals that I want to actually achieve, what is the end point that I've got in mind, and then working backwards to say, what are the actual tasks that I need to do today that are going to take me towards that plan? And many of us have this scattergun approach where we know that we need to do something and we don't know what the something is, and so we take action, but it's not the right action because it's not actually targeted, not actually focused.
It's not focused, exactly.
Yeah, so it sounds like you wanted to say something there, Sunil. So
it is. It's about taking action. It's about time and how you utilize that time. So you can be busy and not productive.
Right.
And I think it's important because if you're not focused, if you don't know what your strategies, you don't, like we talked about this weekend, is choosing your suburbs, choosing your council, choosing the suburbs. Within that, you're going to be trying to learn many different suburbs and the rules associated with that. And you may be making progress, but it's going to take you that much longer to get to that point. If you drill it down, streamline it, choose your council, choose your suburb, focus on what your strategy is, and then work backwards what your goals is, understand what your why and what's driving you to go down that path. And I think the other key thing is you're not on this journey alone. There's lots of people within the community that you can leverage and move forward.
So I can see Daniel saying lovely things about our course. So anyone who hasn't done the 2-day course, make it a must. You won't be let down. So thank you, mate. We we greatly appreciate that. Tony and I are very chuffed to hear those sorts of comments from, especially when we've bombarded you with nearly 20 hours of content over the last 2 days, and here you are at 8 o'clock at night jumping back on and saying lovely things about us. So thank you, mate. That's greatly appreciated.
And this is why we do it. Let's be honest. This is why we do it. We want to help people move forward, and it's such a thrill, such a privilege for us to be able to be with you. We recognise that not just Daniel, that all the people that were there, whether it be in Melbourne or in Sydney or in Brisbane, it's 2 full days out of their lives, and people could be doing a whole range of other things. So it's such a privilege for us. We take it very seriously, and we give our all. And as we're sitting here on a Sunday evening, we're exhausted. But it's been an amazing couple of days. So.
Refueling?
Yes, correct. He is refueling. Oh my goodness, what's Deborah saying here, mate?
So Deborah has said some lovely words. So hi guys. Be very interesting for me to look back in about a year's time, or 6 months, or 3 months, or 1 month, depending upon how the plan goes forward. So she's paying attention to actually building that plan. So thank you. As I think what is possible of a life-changing event for me. Thanks, Rob, Tony, and Sunil, for all your insights and support. Really looking to the journey to come. No rah-rah and lots of reality.
Fantastic.
Yeah, thank you.
Deborah. And we're looking forward to seeing your progress as well, because this is only the start. So now it's about what do you choose to do. We spent a lot of time yesterday afternoon talking about choice and decisions, and what are the choices, what are the decisions that you're going to make to move forward to progress towards your goals. So, and I know you're going to do exceptionally well, and there's going to be challenges. We all have challenges. Your journey in property development is going to be like that, but again, come back to why you're doing it, what are you doing it for, and stay focused, believe that you can achieve it, and you will.
So, momentum, absolutely. And probably the most important thing when you're starting out doing property development, I guess, as a part-time gig or as a side hustle, is to treat it as a business. Even though you are only putting a part-time effort in from a time perspective, you need to put a full-time effort in from a regards to the professionalism that you actually apply to the task. So that means understand your strengths and weaknesses and find ways to plug that. It might be that you're going to find someone to mentor you, might be someone you're going to find to coach you, might be you're going to do a course, might be that you joint venture with someone who's actually done it before, but you need to actually find ways to say, well, where am I strong, where am I weak, and what are the things that I need to plug, and when do I need to plug it? So just in time effort, you've got a limited amount of time on your hands, And so there is no point learning tasks that are at the end of the journey at the start when you haven't even gotten over your first roadmap.
Correct.
So if you don't know how to acquire the property in the first place, there's no point learning the plan sealing process or the project management process at the very, very end. And I think a lot of people get very overwhelmed with the sheer amount of tasks that need to be learnt, rather than actually looking at, well, it's just one piece after one piece after one piece.
It's laying that first brick.
That's it. Yeah.
So Sunil just touched on it. One of the videos that we play on the weekend is Will Smith, who got a lesson in life very early from his parents, where they said to him, the analogy was, you don't set out to build a wall, okay? What you do is you set out to lay the most perfect brick that you can lay at this point in time. And if you lay that brick perfectly, then you just lay the next brick perfectly, and then the next brick perfectly, and eventually you have a wall.
Exactly, and I think it is about if you're focusing on the walls at the start of it, it's your anxiety and you're anxious and you're overwhelmed with the task ahead. But if you just focus on, I'm there to lay one brick, and you start with that mindset, the rest falls into place, and it happens naturally. You know, you're not looking at how big a task ahead of you is. It's how each brick is going to contribute towards the final goal of achieving the wall.
And the very first brick that needs to be laid, in my humble opinion, is choosing what your development strategy is, because that informs almost every other decision that you make along the way. And if you haven't determined what your development strategy is, then you're trying to lay multiple bricks in multiple directions, and some of them are vertical and some of them are horizontal, and your wall just isn't going to stand up.
It's not going to have that strength.
You want to lay the foundations very well. You want to understand what that development strategy is, and I guess lay that platform so that you can then go from there.
Exactly.
And then after you've got that development strategy, it's then trying to work out, well, where is that development strategy likely to work? So every strategy works, folks. There are thousands of them out there, and they all work, but they don't work everywhere. And so if you choose a strategy, doesn't matter if it's subdivisions, townhouses, it doesn't matter if it's unit complexes, if it rents per room, every one of those strategies work, but they don't work in the same spot. So once you've chosen it, reverse engineer the areas that you're trying to farm and see whether or not there's any evidence of other people having done that, any evidence of their success. Don't be a pioneer. So I'm just trying to see if anyone is talking to us. No questions coming through, folks. We've got some relatively limited time, given that we're waiting for a plane. And so I guess we encourage you to actually ask questions on the topic tonight, which is, property development as a side hustle. Any questions that you've got in regards to that, it takes a minute or so for you to type the question and us to see that, but you've got three champions here to answer your question, so you can aim it at me, you can aim it at Sunil, you can aim it at Tony, or you can just aim it at us in general.